Hey, welcome to your Scorpio horoscopes for the week of September 24th through the 30th, the very last week of September. It's our first week away from the Mercury retrograde too, which is really good. Actually, I went through all the signs through up until this one before I actually that kind of hit me, if that makes sense. There are no planets in Scorpio this week, not even moon action really. We do continue to have Ceres in Scorpio, which is influencing your support system, where Scorpio is really focused on inner trauma still. Now, luckily, it's a very small house right now. So within the next couple of weeks, we will move on from that focus. But it's actually very interesting how Ceres comes into play here while you're dealing with this inner trauma or the triggers that are coming up around inner trauma, if that makes sense. The interesting thing is two things. One, Ceres is a dwarf planet, so not really a major influence, but she does have an influence nonetheless. The mythology behind her, she's known as the Great Mother, so there's a very nurturing influence, a very maternal influence coming from her, and her all of her focus is on your support system. And I feel like there's one of two things. One, in some cases, when you feel like you have absolutely nobody to support you, this influence comes in very quietly, sometimes by surprise, if that makes sense. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a helping hand or a word that makes everything that you're going through make sense in a way. And it could come from the unlikeliest source also, not necessarily your mother, but somebody who speaks and comforts on that level, if that makes sense. This also has a lot to do with nurturing yourself. And when you're going through situations where lots of triggers are coming up, nurturing yourself is really important in terms of getting through the process. I feel like we skip that part a lot. We go straight to the anger over the situation. We go straight to feeling hurt over the situation. And then sometimes we feed our feelings inappropriately, whether it's alcohol related, drug related, food related, gambling related, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Basically anything can be turned into an addiction that appeases your pain. And that's not necessarily nurturing yourself. It's not necessarily good for you either. So I feel like this influence coming in, it may not be an outside influence as much as it's a reminder that comes up deep inside of you that says, you need to nurture yourself. You need to nurture these feelings. You need to nurture your mind, your body, your heart, because you're right. Nobody else is going to do it. We can't rely on anybody else. We have to take care of this for ourselves. The issue is that there's so many broken people out there just running around being broken and trying to break everybody else. That's not fixing it for them. And it surely isn't helping anybody else, right? In fact, it's teaching those other people that they encounter that that's the way to do it. And it just makes the problem bigger. Think about it in your own life. How many times has this process actually worked out for you in the long run? And if you don't have health issues from those things yet, you will. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. So that's what I have for you guys this week. It's not pleasant and it's not fun, but it is necessary. And the more that you are able to work through and release and heal from in this time, the more you have fun on the other side. I mean, that's really what it's all about. It's releasing these things so they no longer hold you back from doing what you want to do. If you want a social life, but you're terrified because of all the trauma that you sustain in your life, you're just going to be disappointed for the rest of your life. Why live like that? Why keep going through the same process over and over and over again if it's not going to provide a new outcome? It's insanity, is what it is. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would love that. If you're listening rather than viewing, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. Also check out heavymetalpsychic.com. Always some fun stuff going on there. And I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching. I love hanging out with you guys every single week. And I will see you guys next week. In the meantime, it is up to you guys to make it a great week. And I know you will. Despite everything, I know you will. I'll see you guys next week.